Hello everyone. Today in this video we will discuss about some motions which are related to dynamics of a particle. As we all know that dynamics is classified into two types, that is kinematics and kinetics. Now what is the difference between kinematics part and kinetics part? If we study the motion of the particles without considering the force which is the cause of the motion, that part is nothing but a kinematics part. And if we consider the force which is the cause of the motion, and if we study the motion of the particles, that part is nothing but a kinetics part. Once again, if we doesn't consider the forces, that part is nothing but a kinematics part. If we consider the force, that part is nothing but a kinetics part. Now the problem is, under the kinematics part and under the kinetics part, how you will solve the problems? Generally in the kinetics part you will consider the force, so based on the force formulas you will calculate the problems. Now the problem is how you will calculate the problems under the kinematics part, as you will not consider the forces. So there in the kinematics part you need to consider the motion and motion related terms like displacement, velocity and acceleration. So based on those formulas which are coming from the displacement, velocity and acceleration, you need to solve the problems in the kinematics part. Now we will see all the formulas which are coming from the displacement, velocity and acceleration. Now first of all, what is meant by displacement? The change in the position of a particle during its motion is nothing but a displacement, and it is denoted by S and units are meters. And what is meant by velocity? The rate of the change of the displacement is nothing but a velocity. And again in the velocity we will have two types, like initial velocity and final velocity. Initial velocity is denoted by U, and final velocity is denoted by V, and units for the velocity are meters per second. And now what is meant by acceleration? The rate of the change of the velocity is nothing but acceleration, and it is denoted by A, and the units are meter per second square. And now again under the acceleration we have two types, like uniform acceleration and a variable acceleration. Now we will see the differences between these two types under the acceleration. First of all, what is meant by uniform acceleration? Suppose if a particle moves in such a manner that there is an equal change in the velocity in the equal intervals of the time. Equal change in the velocity in equal intervals of the time. Then that type of the acceleration is known as uniform acceleration. Next, what is meant by variable acceleration? If the change in the velocity is unequal in equal intervals of the time, or change in the velocity is equal in unequal intervals of the time, that is opposite. One quantity should be equal, another quantity should be unequal, opposite terms. Then that type of the acceleration is known as variable acceleration. So again under these two types of the accelerations we will get the first motion under the dynamics, again under the kinematics of a particle, that is nothing but rectilinear motion of a particle. This is the first motion under the kinematics part. Now what is meant by rectilinear motion? Any motion along a straight line path. That type of a motion is nothing but a rectilinear motion, or we can say that linear motion or straight line motion, we can say in any way. So rectilinear motion or linear motion of a particle. Now again rectilinear motion, based on these two types of the acceleration we have two types, like rectilinear motion under the uniform acceleration. These are the four formulas based on the displacement, velocity and acceleration. Next, rectilinear motion under the variable acceleration. These are the two formulas, again based on the displacement, velocity and acceleration. So completely under the rectilinear motion of a particle we have six formulas. So based on these six formulas we need to calculate the problems under the kinematics part. And one more thing, before starting the problems I want to clear one thing. In the kinematics part problems, we will there is no fixed formula for any problem. We should use the trial and the error method process only to calculate the problems in the kinematics part. So based on these six formulas and some more formulas which will come later, based on those formulas we need to do the trial and error method process only to calculate the problems in the kinematics part. Now we will see the first problem here. Here this is the first problem and diagram. Now we will see the data which is given in the question and what we have to calculate in this problem. So here a bus starts from the rest at point A and accelerates at the rate of 0.9 meter per second square until it reaches a speed of 7.2 meter per second. So here a bus is starting from rest position at the A point and it is accelerating at a rate of 0.9 meter per second square. That is nothing but completely acceleration value is given as 0.9 meter per second square, and it reaches a speed of 7.2 meter per second. So up to C point it is reaching with a speed of 7.2 meter per second. Next, it is then proceeds with the same speed until the brakes are applied. So it is moving with the same speed 7.2 meter per second until the brakes are applied. So here somewhere brakes are applied. Next, it comes to the rest at the point B. So it is coming to the rest position at the point B. Next, 18 meter beyond the point where the brakes are applied. So here at the braking point and up to the rest point, distance is given as 18 meter. So distance from D point to B point is given as 18 meter. Next, assuming uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration is nothing but this problem will come under the first type in the rectilinear motion. That is nothing but rectilinear motion under the uniform acceleration. So we need to use these four formulas, and according to the trial and error method we need to solve the problem. Now what they are asking to calculate: determine time required for the bus travel from A to B. From A to B we need to calculate the time required for the bus travel. Next, distance AB is given as 90 meter. So AB distance is given as 90 meter. So based on these given data, some velocity values are given for the different points and acceleration value is given and complete distance value is given. So based on these given data and based on these four formulas, we need to calculate the total time required from A to B value. Now here observe the diagram here. In the complete rectilinear motion, different points are there, like A point, C point, D point and B point. As different points are there, so we will consider the rectilinear motion for two different points as stages wise, and we will solve the problem. Like rectilinear motion from A to C as the first stage. Next, rectilinear motion from C to D as the second stage, and rectilinear motion from D to B as the third stage. In the three stages, we will consider the rectilinear motion, and based on the formulas, we will calculate the time required. From A to C, T1. From C to D, we will calculate the T2. From D to B, we will calculate the T3. Next, from that three stages, we can add the T1, T2, T3 to get the total time travel from A to B. So we will consider the motion in terms of the stages. So first stage is motion from A to C. So when you are considering the motion from A to C, as the bus is starting from the rest position, and we know that from rest position means initial velocity will be 0 value. To rest position means final velocity will be 0 value. So here initial velocity value is 0 value, and the final velocity in this motion is 7.2. So V value is equal to 7.2 meter per second. So based on these two values, and acceleration value is given as 0.9 meter per second. So based on these values, we can calculate the T1 value from the first formula. What is the first formula? V is equal to U plus AT. So from this first formula, make subject to T value. So by make subject to T value, we will get V1 minus U1 by A1. Substitute all these values in this formula. You will get the value as 8 seconds for the T1 value. Next, we need to calculate the S value also. Why? Because we can use that S value in the later procedure. So what is the second formula? S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So substitute all these values and calculated value T1 value in this formula. You will get the S1 value as, S is nothing but displacement value. Displacement value from the A point to the C point. That value is 28.8 meter. Next, we will consider the second stage. That is nothing but motion from C to D point. So motion from C to D point. Now here observe the diagram. From the first stage we have calculated the S1 value, and we know the S3 value which is already given in the question, that is 18 meter, and complete distance value is given as 90 meter. So complete distance 90 meter minus S1 minus S3, you will get the S2 value. So from that simple calculation we will get the S2 distance as 43.2 meter, like total distance minus 28.8 plus 18, you will get the 43.2 meter for the S2 value. S2 is nothing but from C to D displacement distance value. Next, how to calculate the T2 value for this motion for the second stage? From the basic terminology and from the basic terms, you know that rate of the change of the displacement is nothing but velocity. So from that statement we know that u is equal to s by t, and u value is given in the question, and s value we have calculated. So substitute the two values in this formula, you will get the T2 value as 6 seconds. Next, we will consider the motion in the third stage, like from D to B. Again from D to B you have the initial velocity as same as in the second stage, like 7.2 meter per second at this point, and it is coming to the rest position. To the rest position means final velocity will be 0. So final velocity v value is 0 and u value is equal to 7.2 meters, and s value is given in the question for the third stage. So by using the third formula, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, first you calculate the acceleration. Why? Because we don't know the acceleration for the third stage. So we can use this value to calculate the T3 value under the third stage. So after the calculation of the A3, we can use the first formula, v is equal to u plus at. Substitute all these formulas in the third stage to get the T3 value. Now from the three stages you get the T1 value as 8 seconds, T2 as 6 seconds, and T3 as 5 seconds. Now add all the time taken from in the first stage, in the second stage, and in the third stage to get the total time required to travel from A to B. That is nothing but if you add T1, T2, T3, you will get the total T value from A to B point. So from A to B point T value is equal to addition of completely T1 plus T2 plus T3, that you will get in terms of 19 seconds. Once again observe the question, diagram, and motion from A to C, motion from C to D, motion from D to B, and time calculation.